Hope you enjoy the content, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and make a comment. We've had a great week in the bush. We've got a little bit of rain, bit of wind. We got snowed on the way in, and had to cut a heap of trees off the track too. So yeah, anyway, it was a bit of an adventure. We saw a bunch of deer. When you head bush after a storm, this is what you got to be able to deal with. This one's going to be a little bit different for you. Hiking into the famous Wonnangatta Valley, and we've got 5 days in here. We've had snow up the top, mad windstorms back home, trees down everywhere, and we've got some good river crossings we've got to do to get into this spot. So stick with us, and we'll see what we can turn up in the Wonnangatta Valley. He asked me to video this. Too easy. Yeah, it's got a bit wet. Full wet weather's on. Anyway, we just saw that hind and yearling back there on the flats. We've gone down another 500 metres around the corner and bumped another bunch of deer. There's 2 or 3 big hinds, maybe a yearling and a calf. So that's encouraging. But all this weather is not predicted. So anyway, we'll get in, get the camp set up, get out for a hunt, maybe first thing in the morning, maybe very late this afternoon. Well, we just put up another hind and a yearling. So we're cutting down the river flat. Find somewhere to camp. Pick somewhere to camp. There's be heaps of spots. So it's not like it's going to be difficult to find a flat spot on the Wonnangatta. Because we had that little bit of rain last night and today, the marks that you would normally see on the road are very hard to see. But tomorrow, because there's no more forecast rain, with tonight's activities, this road is going to be like a blank canvas for every deer that moves through here. So if we walk it, we'll find all the fresh marks on it. If you're hunting somewhere where there's a road, it's the easiest way to pick up fresh tracks. That's why you see the hound hunters use the roads all the time, trying to find that fresh marked crossing. It's just the easiest way to do it. Just walk along and I could smell deer. That's another one. We just put up a hind and a yearling over here. We're right amongst it. I didn't really want to camp amongst them, but it seems like the last k and a half has been pretty active for deer marks. So anyway, we'll find somewhere to camp. We'll probably have deer honking at us all night. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Deer just crossed the road in front. how skinny she is. God. Oh, what's going on with these deer? Skinny, real skinny. Shot a big hind and a calf last week, same thing. Hind was on death door. That one, I reckon you could run after that one and catch it. That's really sad. Deer running in here everywhere. Righto, so we've got camp all set up. We've got about an hour and a bit of light left. The amount of deer that we've seen, we're just going to poke out. We're not going to go far, but we're just going to go nice and slow and hopefully run into Mr. Big on day one. That'd be a good plan. But there's been plenty of deer down low, which is good. We've had this wild weather over the last 10 days and it's about to break. So tomorrow's about the first day where the wind's supposed to drop right off. Perfectly calm in here now. We've got snow up on the ridgy and we've got this light drizzle, so it's just mint for bush hunting. See if we can find one with sticks. We've only seen hinds and bubbers so far. Yeah, well, it's come in a bit wet. The rest of the afternoon I saw a hind, a yearling and a calf sneak out in front of us, but that was about it. Got honked out a couple of times, a couple of different deer. Didn't see a lot of sign up that way, so tomorrow I think plan might be to cross the river and hunt the big river flat on the other side. And we'll just see how that goes tomorrow. And then we might hunt further back along this big flat we're on. There didn't seem to be a lot of sign, but I sort of turned around, 20 minutes before dark, so I said to the client, there's not enough sign on the road here. We only walked back 10 yards, straight behind us. So maybe there's a few deer further along, but there sort of seems to be a bit of a patch there where there's not much going on, but there's heaps going on back this way. So, but anyway, we've got a bit of rain coming through, a bit of wind. So we're under our flies separately, having our tea. And I'll be crawling into my sleeping bag and trying to get a good night's sleep. Anyway, we've had a bit of an eventful day. We've driven up in the snow, had to cut 4 trees off the road, I think. And we dodged a heap of them. and then walked in 4 river crossings. Got snow up on the top of the hill here. Deer running around on the flats, so that's kind of cool, but haven't seen a stag yet. Anyway, going with the theme of the last few hunts, it's been hard to find them, but we've got 3 full days of hunting in here starting tomorrow, so we'll give it a red hot crack anyway. Righto, first morning, had a bit of weather come through last night, a bit of wind, a bit more rain. So anyway, it's all cleared out now, looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. So we're going to cross the river first thing. When I'm looking for a spot to cross, I like to see the ripples of rapids. Well, not rapids, but like light rippling. If there's no ripple, it's going to be real deep because there's no movement from rocks. But also another good sign is game trails. So I don't know if you can see, there's a big game trail coming down the bank there on the other side. So that pretty much tells me that the deer have been crossing here. Believe it or not, they tend to always find a nice shallow spot along that stretch of the river. It's not just random for them, even though they could swim it, they still find the shallow spots. So
I'm going to aim for that game trail. That's where we're going to cross.
This one's going to be cold. See the big game trail. It's heading out there. Just coming up onto my knee. Oh, it's just over. It's well over my knee. It is painfully cold. Solid. None of it's fresh.
I'd sort of aim a bit, see where that tussock is there, go a bit to the upstream side of that. Yeah. No.
Just put up a hind, honked at us. This is where she was. Just spotted a 25-incher down the flats. Client couldn't see him. Don't come down here. Don't come. He just honked at us. Our wind's been dropping down into there. I could have smoked him. "105 metres. See that twisty white come down there in the gap? It was coming down through there. Righto, we've just spotted that hind and yearling right across the valley here. So we're at 800 or 900 metres. But yeah, just to fill you on this morning, we got barked out pretty early on. Just got a glimpse of a bum disappearing over the hill. Pretty sure it was a hind. The footprints sort of suggested that. Yeah, so we sort of jumped up the side of the hill and sort of contouring around, but keeping an eye down on the flats. And I'll be buggered if I didn't spot this stag walk through this clearing, and he pulled up and through the binos. I go, yeah, shooter. Hal was changing from his beanie to his hat, so it took me a couple of seconds to sort of get his attention. And by that stage, he'd sort of moved into the head of a tree. I could still see his shoulder and neck and head, trying to point it out through the foliage of the tree. It was a bit hard, and anyway, he wasn't there for very long, and then he mooched in underneath us, and our air was dropping down in there because it's still quite early, and eventually he caught our scent and gave us a big bolt, took off. So hopefully he's gone around into this big gully that we're heading into. But yeah, we've got a perfect day. We've got snow up here on the tops of the hills. Sun's out. It's cracking morning. Should be a good day for hunting. It's a nice sunny face, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's not so much clearer, it's just more magnification. So it's 83 power optical.
Yeah.
So if it was a stag, I'd be able to tell you how big he was. If he had inner tines, I basically use it for a spot and scope.
Yeah.
We've just come around into this gully. We've got some pretty clear stuff to look at. Looks the goods. Let's see if we can find some. Deer like bedding up on these ridges too. I wouldn't be surprised if we've got deer up above us here. It's always a good idea to know how far that face is. So if you get a quick opportunity, only 300 yards.
Hasn't warmed up at all.
There's no real good out ramp here. Oh, that's cool. And deep. It's just below ball level. Yeah, I reckon you're going to cop it, mate. Shit spot.
Happy little tail or something.
I reckon it's another footprint, but it just hasn't pushed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Funny little thing. Oh, we've just spent the late morning tracking the top road and just marking in wherever there was, you know, several sets of tracks crossing. Because we had that rain last night. Anything that moved this morning left fresh tracks up there. So we've done that. We've got sort of three main groups of deer and then some scattered ones in between. We just put up a big stag, big honk, crashed off like a bloody freight train. But anyway, not much chance of shooting him down in here. But anyway, we're going to go down the lower road and walk back to camp now. Righto, we just slipped out for the afternoon, tracked the road back upstream, found a bunch of deer in one spot. We've just come out here, just have a bit of a sticky beak more than that. But yeah, we found a good spot to sit for the afternoon, so we're going to go back there and get the wind right. But I just wanted to have a look out here and see what it looks like.
I just went ass up in the river. And no one got it on film.
Righto, after stripping off all my gear to try and drain it out, I skipped across the river because I was wet anyway, and popped up on the other side, and there was two big hinds and a calf feeding in the campground. So anyway, couldn't see any stags there, so I slipped back across. I didn't have my phone or my camera on me, so anyway, might be able to see them from just down here. Just snuck back to where all those marks are crossing the road for an ambush, sit and wait for the afternoon. There's heaps of marks, so we'll just see what pops out. We can't see much, but there was a lot of marks.
Must have been a bit tired this morning. I was just about ready to get up at the crack of daylight and I must have fell back to sleep. Anyway, alarm's gone off. Brekkies on the go. Looks like a nice day.
Just saw a big hind and a calf. Tried to get the big camera out, but it's died on me since it got wet yesterday. So that's the end of that one. I have to buy another one when I get home. That's where they were. Bedded here. Yeah, we just came over a little bit of rise. We had that little bit of fresh sign back there. Well, off they go. There's at least 3, I reckon maybe 4. Hal said he saw a little bit of antler on the one below, but couldn't tell how big. No opportunity. But, yeah, anyway. It's a nice little flat spur where I like to bed down. Can't really see any beds here, but yeah. Got 4 deer, 40 metres. All hinds and young ones. So there ended up being 6 deer in that group. 2 big hinds, a yearling hind, a yearling spike, and this year's calves, which were pretty big calves, sort of 6-month-old calves. No stag. There's another one, number 7. That's 7 deer. And I wasn't anticipating a stag to follow them. Just not that quality of stag. He's just got little bumps. They sort of curl back a little bit. If I was on my own, I'd just smack him. But I don't really want to upset the area. Just to shoot a little knobby. Even though he's a mongrel. 7 deer. He's less than 50 metres from us. The others were less than 25. Wind's helping us. We've managed to get in close and they haven't heard us because of the wind. And the wind's been cross. Still watching this day. Staked it out and nothing came out. So we've hunted up higher just because I thought if I didn't see anything down there before dark, they must be travelling a bit of a distance to get there. Anyway, we've just had a bit of a break, popped over that ridge, this dry ridge behind us, glassed down into a little wattle thicket, spotted that hind, bedded up down in there. So I'm way out in the open. So just going to move around and change angles, try and glass up if there's any other deer with her. It's going to be hard to get past her without pushing her out, which will be a bit of a bummer. was just before midday. I spotted that hind, it was bedded. Been watching her 10 minutes, she's just stood up. And I've noticed her calf just feeding above her. So we're just going to watch them for a little bit, see if anything else moves through there. There was heaps of sign lower, so there's got to be a big bunch of deer in here somewhere. Just spotted a small stag. Just come walking out of nowhere. I'm hoping there's a bigger one. It's only about 16 inch. I'm that close I can smell them. Exciting hunting. Got about 5 deer. How weird this world. Stag's only about 16 inch. Got him at 40 metres. Got our wind. Right at 40 metres, they caught our wind. Gone. Just had the hind come out, turn around and go back in. Yeah, that stag here was out of here. Bit of fun. We just pulled up here for lunch. Yeah, geez, we saw some deer this morning. Got in nice and close too, but nothing mature, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know, we saw over a dozen deer, you know, including the calves and that, but only the one stag, or two stags. Hal said he saw the tips of a stag out of one group that we pushed out. I didn't see it. And just that one little fella there at the end. But anyway, it was a good morning hunt. That's what sort of bush stalking's all about. Getting in nice and close. And yeah, I'm a little bit worn out, so I'm gonna have a good rest here and have some lunch and try and dry my boots out. They're just about dry from yesterday's escapades. But Spion, I think I've killed my camera. It got dunked right in, so I'm gonna have to buy a new one before Montana next week. way sore back in the day. Way more interesting than anything I've ever seen. Yeah, she's a big giant. It's windy. You'll probably see a bit of action tonight. Hopefully you can hear me in the wind. Yeah, I haven't been sitting here for very long. It's only 3:30, so the sun's still well and truly up. Another 3 hours of light. Yeah, classing it way out in the paddock, probably k and a half away. Spotted a deer, and then while I was watching it, one popped out of the grass, jumped out of the bed. Not a care in the world. Righto, we've been glassing for about an hour. Spotted 2, maybe 3 way out yonder, probably k and a half away. And then I've just spotted 2 more, about a k away, out in the open. Wind's starting to settle down a little bit, which is nice. But yeah, hoping that a few more sort of come out in this little spot here, only a couple hundred yards away, but we've got another hour and a half, 2 hours of light. It's going to be a bit of a push back to camp tonight, but we sort of made it to here, so there's no point turning around at 2 in the afternoon to go back there and hunt when we could just hunt here and walk back there in the headland. Hopefully a mature deer walks out. They ain't hard to find, doesn't matter where I go. Seen 21 deer today. No mature stags. Well, we've got a big walk back to camp, so we're going to start a little bit in the daylight. I saw 8 in one group over here, 2 over the other bit, and then Hal's seen 4 and 3. So it's a lot of deer for the day. Yeah, righto. So yeah, nothing worth going after came out. Hal saw about a 20-incher, but that was it. And now we've got a big walk back to camp, just across the river, and we've got another 3.5 k's to go. Must be trying to get the leaves, is he? Yeah. Just cracked daylight and having a cup of hot chocolate. I'm getting soft. I used to just have a hot cup of water. Anyway, we're going to pack up this morning and we're going to move downstream. We've hunted as much as we really can logistic wise upstream. So we're going to move downstream a bit, find a couple of spots there to hunt for today, and then push out tomorrow. I saw a ton of deer yesterday. I think in the end we're up around 35 deer for the day, and that's not including the half a dozen we saw in the headland on the way back. 23 stags, all young ones. Anyway, once we get out from under the tarp here and get the wet weather gear on, we're going to mooch on down the flats here. Might catch something now on the flats in this drizzly rain. always a bit of a challenge to pack up when it's raining. But, you know, you've been wondering why there hasn't been much footage of the night time. Because we haven't been able to fire. Get back to camp, eat tea, straight to bed. Just been trying to give my clients that little bit of an edge to try and get a deer on the deck by not having a fire. It does make a difference, especially close by. Just it alerts the deer to your presence. So if you don't have to have a fire, don't have one. Zebra's tip of the day. Righto, all packed up. Weather looks like it's cleared out a little bit, which is awesome. We're just going to move downstream a couple of k's. The way the wind's been going with the river makes it hard to hunt downstream because you basically got to loop around to get the wind right. So if we push down a couple of k's, that way we can sort of hunt back into the wind. That's the plan anyway. Just not what we're looking for. Anyway, we had him behind that blackberry bush there. It was actually a raspberry bush. Yeah, probably 10 minutes before I actually could get a look at his head. I knew it was a stag straight away. As soon as I saw the back line and put the binos on it, you could see the roughness of him. It had a little bit of mud on him. It's going stag, yes. And then he went in behind the raspberry bush and just see his ass hanging out, so I just shifted around, left Hal on that tree just in case, you know, he popped out that side. Yeah, I could see he only had little knobby things spewing. Had a big hind with him. Anyway, we had them at 40 metres. Wind's completely wrong. We just saw 2 or 3 deer run up the hill there. They're obviously getting our wind as we're coming through, but we've just got to push through and then we can set up camp and then hunt back. It's the only way we can do it. You're rude not to. I'm not the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Always a better way than having to put on the river shoes. Yeah, I've just had a bit of a chewing camp. Bit of weather coming in, a bit windy. Looks like it's going to rain. So yeah, we're just going to hunt on the other side of the river here with the wind in our face. And then in the afternoon we'll jump back on the other side of the river if it doesn't get like, real good in here. And we'll hunt a lot of the sign that we've seen sort of walking to here. We'll hunt back that way. Well, we hunted through this sort of swampy flat here. Saw one hind right at the start, could have smoked her, but put up another one, got a glimpse of it at the end here, but not living in there, but geez, it was thick and crossing in and out of the old river course all the time. It's a pain in the ass, so giving that the flick and jumping back on the other side. We had a bit of a siesta in camp. It was sunny, it was windy, it rained. Had a bit of a snooze, had something to eat. It's about 2:30, the rain's eased off. But yeah, we're heading out for the afternoon. Got the wind up our arse, so we're sort of staying close to the river. And then we're going to swing back around to get the wind in our face. The flats on the other side there. Wish us luck. Couple. dozen hinds. Bumped out a couple extras. Just did a bit of a sit and wait on a gully just before dark. We got about half an hour of light left. Didn't feel that anything was going to happen there, so going to check out a couple of clearings back towards camp. So if we don't see anything, I'll see you back at camp. Got a hind and a yearling in the clearing over here. Just gotta watch it, see if a stag comes out. Rightio, we're just heading out. Hal's jumped across the river. I'm about to smash through it. I'm getting lazy. I'm just smashing out in my boots. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and make a comment. If you're looking for more content like this and some podcasts and some learning about hunting sambar deer, hunting in general, jump over to Patreon. There's a heap of content there for you. Now, for all the ladies that have been following me along on my adventures, here's a little bit of a reward for you. Hope you enjoy the pins. Woo! Just seen a couple of boot marks on the track. No rain over them, so obviously they walked in this morning. So there's their camp there. See the tent? Well, they're obviously in for the weekend. It's Friday morning, so not a long weekend, so hopefully they do alright. Anyway, if this is your tent, leave me a comment. I'll have a chat about what we saw. There you go. Now you know how deep it is.
I don't know how deep it is.
They're knee deep.
Get through there then.
You should be right, I reckon.
How'd you go?
Oh, I saw a bunch of deer.
Did you?
Missed a bit of an opportunity first morning on a decent stag, but
There you go.
there's plenty in there.
Who's that?
Just stags are hard to find.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be any rutting activity or.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but I've never been here before, so
Oh,
I
oh.
have a bit of a poke about.
Yeah, there's another camp in there.
Is there?
Just
after
after the
that.
last river crossing.
Yeah.
So four.
Oh, they were the guys who
I assume they walked in early this morning, or maybe yesterday afternoon.
they went in.
All
I
right.
drove through. I had no idea where I was bloody going, but I came in from the other end. What does that sort of direction? Not Myrtleford.
Oh yeah,
And I
right.
cut down that many bloody trees. And then I got there, I'm cutting the tree, and cars turned up, and I'm like, you bastards.
Yeah, they've heard you in the distance, and they've just let you do all the work. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway. So I just stayed here for the night and thought I'd try and get myself a little bit organised.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they're probably, yeah, they'll set, so there's 4 river crossings, and they're sort of just past that before you go up the big hill. So, what do you reckon? Couple Ks, 2.5 Ks?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and they've set up there. So we didn't see them, we just saw their footprints,
Okay. Yeah,
and then saw their tent.
I had a pair of Scarpa boots, and I don't know, I think I stopped at Jamison as I was driving here, and I stayed there the night, and I must have put them on the park bench.
Oh, bullshit.
And so I've only got these
Oh, you've only got your runners?
Yeah. I've only
Oh,
got
well.
those shoes now.
It's pretty flat going once you get in there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it worth going all the way in to the thing? I've never been in there before.
Yeah, yeah, we saw a couple of groups of deer ride in near the hut.
Oh, there's a hut now, is there?
Yeah, but you got 12 kilometres to go.
Oh, that's not so. Is it up and down or please?
It's not too bad. If you go along the lower road, so once you get through the 4th river crossing, you'll end up going past their camp, and you'll go up a hill,
Yeah.
right, and it'll go up and around a little bit.
Yeah.
Notice a fairly gravelly off ramp, and it drops you down onto the flats. That's the lower road,
Right.
and if you follow that through, that'll pop you out not far from the hut.
Oh, okay.
So it's about 12 k's from the vehicle.
No, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
right.
there's plenty of deer before there.
Is there? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You know, I've never been over here before. I'm from Tassie. I've never been over here.
Oh, right.
And I drove over here, and I've been here a week and a half.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you've been hunting over the Mansfield side, or?
No,
you just
not
been-
really. I had a look. I've got no bloody idea what I'm doing, to be honest. I've just been wandering around and not seeing anything. I did see a doe which I shot at. So I've got some meat, but I want to get on the horns.
Yeah.
That was at Wonnangatta track. I walked all the way down that track. I don't know if you know.
Oh,
it or
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And it goes down for ages. There's a gate, and I got to the bottom there, and I was near the bottom. And I could see over the other side, about 700 metres away, was one up in the hill. So
Yep.
I went down around and along, and be buggered if it wasn't still there when I got there.
I
And
see that.
honked at me, and then I
Yeah.
shot it. And so then I had to carry that all the way. It's back.
Yeah, that's
up
a
that
big
hill.
walk, man.
Nearly killed me.
Yeah.
And then as I was half up there, 2 guys in 4-wheel drives come down. I thought, you bastards, how can
Oh,
you
they drove around the
go
gate.
through that gate? Wasn't locked.
Oh, it wasn't.
Damn it. Anyway, I mean, I knew it wasn't locked, but I figured I wouldn't go down there because you're not supposed to.
But you'll be the one that gets caught.
Eh?
Yeah. You'll be the one that gets caught. Yeah.
So I went down there and got that one and walked out. But,
Yeah,
so I don't really want to get, I just want to get ahead.
Yeah, righto.
Really, I'll take meat out of it if I get one.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was the main thing. But I don't really know much about them. With the stags, obviously, I haven't seen any, so they must be harder to find.
They're a lot more nocturnal
Are they? Why is that?
because they're smarter.
Why? Is it just a men thing?
Like younger, don't tell the ladies. The younger ones not so much, but those mature ones are the ones you want. They've dodged a few hunters, so they've learnt.
Okay.
Usually the ruts the go, like so when the hinds are cycling, it sucks them out of the bush
Yeah.
because they're a bit horny.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's happening at the moment. Like I'm seeing stag tracks on the road, so they're in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we only saw one the first morning that was worth shooting. Saw a couple of mongrel ones, with little stubby, shitty antlers, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
nothing to write home about.
Oh, okay.
But they're in there. You never know, you can walk around the corner, there's some real good fresh stag tracks. I'm just trying to think the stag marks on the road there that are fresh. So
How do you know the difference between a stag mark and a...
So a stag mark, because they scrape, at the preaching trees, where they stand up on their back legs.
Right.
Haven't heard of that?
No.
Righto.
I'm pretty educated.
101 bloody Sambar course right here. So stags scrape like fallow bucks.
Right.
You know how they got rut pads?
I didn't even know that.
No? Alright. So,
I've only shot one fellow in my life.
okay. Righto, so imagine a bit of a tree on the side of a hill. It doesn't have to be on the side of a hill, but a tree.
Yeah.
And they scrape at the base of it.
Right.
And then they stand on their back legs and their preorbital glands, they rub them high on the tree.
Right.
And that leaves their scent. The bigger the stag, the higher up the tree it gets.
Okay.
And then hinds come through, and it's like a signposting. So the hinds come through and they do the same thing, but they're sniffing to see who's in town, basically.
Yeah.
So if a big stag's got his scent way up there, she can go, all right, you know, big Tom's in town. But they don't scrape. Only the stags scrape, and it wears off their toes so that they're round.
Right.
So when you look at a footprint, if it's nice and round on the front,
Right.
it's a stag. If it's pointy, it's a hind.
Most of the ones I've seen look like more pointy, I suppose.
Yeah, so hinds, right. And also when you can see real clear footprints walking, a big stag's front foot will be slightly in front of his back foot, whereas a hind will step her back foot on her front foot. So it'll look like a big footprint, but it'll be two footprints together. So stags walk like that.
Which one's in front? The back or the front?
So the front,
Yeah.
and this is the back, will normally stop somewhere. Sometimes it sort of overlaps a little bit.
Yeah.
More often than not, it's sort of about there.
Right.
But a hind will be almost like there. And you've got to be careful because it looks like a big footprint, but it's actually two footprints.
Oh, okay. I'm getting a lesson here. Are all the rivers just much no deeper than this or not?
No, this is the deepest one.
Oh, is it?
Oh, actually, no, the fourth one. You'd
Yeah.
probably say is the deepest one, wouldn't you?
so-
And it's got a bit of flow about it. Which, if you took the time, we didn't. We just went straight across and found somewhere else. You'd get across it a lot easier, but it's about just over the knee, isn't it? And it's sort of flowing pretty hard, so you sort of want to get a good stick. And
I found a stick. That's
Yeah,
just good
well.
for me.
yeah, well, you'll find others.
All right. Well, I'll go on. I was going to walk into the clearing part and then go up to the left there, but I don't.
Oh, up the conglomerate.
Could be. I don't know. I've got
We
no
didn't go into there. The wind was sort of blowing in there.
idea. Oh, does it?
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Like, it has been a bit blowy.
I'll just have
But-
a look. See what-
Yeah,
I've wondered. Apart from that doe, apart from driving, I haven't seen much.
yeah,
I
right.
saw a couple. I left not last night, the night before. I was down, way down. Can't think of the name of the place. Omeo way.
Oh, right. Jeez,
Yeah.
you've done some driving.
It's there, and I went up over Hotham that night. So I was driving. I saw a couple just this side of Hotham, I think it was.
Yeah, righto.
They get pretty confused in the headlights.
Oh, yeah. Very
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah, they just sort of sat there and didn't know what to do.
Right.
Just those. I haven't, like I said.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only one I've seen. It's like you don't see them in the daytime, obviously.
No, when they're harassed, they don't hang around in the open very long.
Yeah.
You need to be sort of spending that last hour and the first hour of the day in the prime spots, and then sort of push back into the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the bushes, like this place has been just so thick.
Yeah, you won't find it too bad in here. It's
Yeah.
fairly open eucalypt sort of forest.
Yeah.
How long have you got?
I'm here till I've got to the 14th, but I've only bought a few days worth of food, but
Oh, right.
I could probably go 3 or 4.
Well, it's not a hard walk. Like, it's pretty easy going.
Yeah, no, it looked like it was pretty flat on the map. I've only googled it, you know what I mean. And
A couple of little hills that's up after the fourth river crossing.
worst part was I didn't want to get my feet wet because I did that when I went down. I got up, my feet were wet. I had no spare shoes for me, and took me ages to dry the bloody shoes out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it pissed me right off. And by that time I was ready to pack up and go home already, and I hadn't even got where I wanted to go.
Yeah, well. At least it's not cold.
No, it's quite nice today
Yeah,
actually.
very warm.
It was bloody. Where did I stay the other night? I've been all over the place. Oh, Dog's Grave.
Oh, right. Jeez, you have
A few
been
nights back.
over the Berrigan.
And that was freezing up there.
Yeah. Well, we had one cold night here. Well, when we drove in, it was snowing.
Was it?
Snowing big
Monday.
time. Monday afternoon.
Okay.
Because we came in just after that big wind.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that must have been when I was in Dargo. I think I
Oh,
was in Dargo. then.
yeah.
Oh, so I've been done more touring than bloody hunting, but I came over.
Yeah.
hunting,
Oh, you're having a bit of a look around,
bit of a
anyway.
drive around.
You'll have a better idea for next time.
Yeah, the dragon lets me out.
The dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. But it's bloody. I've never been over here from Tassie before, and always been to Melbourne, and I didn't like the place, but out here's bloody nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Stay away from the concrete jungle, mate.
Like
Yeah.
different countries.
Yeah, it's very
Mm.
good. Anyway, I'll
You know,
let you
better
guys
let
go.
you get going.
And I'll see how far I get I should have made it there right today.
Yeah, yeah.
Classic.
Zeb, anyway.
Yeah, Zeb, Sam.
Sam, how are you, Sam? No worries.
Good luck, sir. Thank you very much.
Catch you later, mate.
Yeah.
You'll be right.